Welcome to our island in the Finnish wilderness. It had nothing on it but trees, moss, and rocks. So far, we've made a base camp with a tent platform, outhouse, and a shower. Our goal is to build a log cabin completely by ourselves with no prior experience. We're documenting every step of the way, so join us on this journey of transforming our island.
Or so we thought. I was supposed to do a 2-night trip like normal. It was going to be a little different since Helena's family was visiting, but last week I took Helena back to the train station and everything went smoothly, so we were going to do the same thing. This day I was going to show them around, and then the next 2 days after they left was going to be time for me to focus on doing things on the island. But everything did not end up going to plan. But we made a post on the community tab asking if people still wanted to see a shorter failed video because, as you're going to see, this is definitely not our normal kind of video. It was really hectic, and we also broke another camera, which was something else. But to make everything even more crazy too, Helena's family is from Poland because she's Polish, and they don't speak any English. And even though I have a 400-day streak on Duolingo, it's not good enough to communicate yet. So just keep that in mind when you're watching the rest. It felt even more crazy in the moment.
All right, so we just got here, and it's snowing now, and there's been snow on the ground and stuff. So hopefully the lake's not too frozen or anything yet. We could still get to the island easily. But it's going to be a bit colder this trip, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Like, did you get a new car? This is so heavy. What is inside?
It's all the batteries. Bye-bye. All right, the lake is not frozen at all, which is good. The only thing I'm scared of in the future is like the time period when the lake is starting to freeze and we can't really walk on it yet. If it's gonna be too hard to go through with a boat. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a long period or after a couple nights, the ice will be thick enough to just walk on. It's very windy. This is definitely the most extreme conditions we've had so far. I definitely wanna fix up the foundation thing. I was reading the comments and a lot of people were saying it doesn't look the best. And I've never done anything before, and with this thing, like, I haven't really researched too much about what I'm doing on that part because I'm finishing up my thesis in school right now, so I've been really, really busy and just trying to get stuff done, and I thought I could just plop it up really fast. I definitely want to build it right, so I'm gonna try getting them in a little bit deeper. And this is only like, it's a floating foundation. That's what it has to be for the rules on the kind of structure I'm building. So I know it's never gonna be like the best thing, and it is just practice in the end of the day. So hopefully I can get something that works a bit better. But I'm gonna work on fixing that this trip, as well as doing a bit of debarking and everything. I still have a lot of trees that I need to catch up on when it comes to debarking, so gonna be doing that as well. And if there's time, I'll cut down a few more trees.
Szukam, bo może sprzątnęłam i... Czego szukasz?
All right, we're back on the island.
left over. It's already felled but not debarked yet. Get that to the drying station and debarked. That's the goal there. And then the other thing is the mini cabin. I want to fix the foundation a bit. People in the comments are saying probably not going to last if I just have what I did before. So I want to try digging the slabs deeper into the ground. And thank you for all the tips and stuff. I am, not a builder or anything like that, and it really does help getting this kind of advice. It's better to know now than in however long before it starts, slowly sliding or, whatever would have happened to it. But hopefully I can get it looking a bit better. And yeah, the last thing, I guess, if you're wondering why we're on the phone again, luckily this time Helena's here, so it's her phone, which is a lot nicer than mine. But it is really, really windy out here. All right, to save your ears from the noise of the wind, I was trying to say that we broke another camera. It was so windy out that I just set it up on the tripod to record this shot, and the wind blew it directly over. It fell right onto the lens and broke the thing, so we weren't able to record anymore on that. But yeah, it was time for us to cook some food and then show Helena's family around the island.
A nice day on the island. This is like the worst day in the group.
Oh yeah, this is definitely bad.
How did we not
Roughest
see
one.
this? Injured. No.
It's definitely snowing this time. It's like stuck to the ground. It hasn't melted yet, so all the logs haven't been on them. I'm thinking about if I should put a tarp over the logs or if that's just going to be worse. But I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But yeah, it seems like everything else is still here, and hopefully the snow makes it easier to move some of the logs around. I'm assuming it'll make them glide a bit easier, so that should be a plus to it at least.
So after we showed them around the island, it was time for us to go back to the tent and look for a new lens around the train station so that I could get back to work and film the next couple days. But first, here's the last footage we got before the camera broke.
All right, so, oh my God, it's really windy and cold right now. I'm gonna get ready to take everybody back to the train station and then get all set up for bed. But first, I wanted to introduce you to this video's sponsor, which is Saily. Saily is a new eSIM service app brought to you by Nord Security, where you can choose from a whole bunch of affordable eSIM plans in over 160 countries and 8 regions. An eSIM provides an internet connection wherever you travel at an affordable price. We downloaded the app and it was really simple, and we're excited to try it out next time when we go back to the US to visit my family. Last time, it was a complete mess. We had to have a hotspot on in order to keep Helena connected to the internet, and it was a huge hassle. Always making sure that there was someone that we could connect to and that everything was going on. And with Saily, it's gonna be so much easier, where you can just click a couple buttons, choose how much data we need, and at an affordable price, she's gonna be able to stay connected, which is gonna be a huge upgrade on what we were doing before. So if you're interested, you can download the app, choose a data plan that suits you, and use our exclusive code Off-Grid Island to get 15% off your purchase. I have not been able to find a lens anywhere nearby. That is, I don't know. There's some that I can get, but they'd be tomorrow. And if I get it tomorrow, I'm not gonna have any time in the day to do stuff, so it almost makes more sense to come back and try again and get a actual lens. We're not going to be able to get a thing, like a new lens and stuff. And it's like really bad weather. And we have Helena's mom and stuff here. So this is going to end up being just like a trip of, I guess, showing her mom around the island and stuff, which was still really fun. It's sad that I'm not going to be able to stay here and keep grinding away on the logs and doing all those kind of things. But it just makes sense with our schedule for me to go back tonight, and then I'm just gonna come back out in a couple days once I'm able to figure out what lens we want to get, all those kind of things, get everything settled, and try tackling this another day. And luckily the weather is actually supposed to get a little bit warmer next week, so should be good in that sense too. But yeah, it is kind of sad, but now we have to figure out how on earth we're getting back, because we are going directly into the wind. It is by far the windiest that we've seen it so far, and it's pitch black and it's hard to see, but hopefully we make it back to the car and there's not too much snow and we can still
And the boat looks like this.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this.
Okay, so we weren't able to film this bit. One, it was really dark, and then two, it was really hectic in the moment, and it was the last thing on our mind. But basically, right here is where we were starting on the island, and then this is where we needed to go in order to get to the car on the bottom left. And basically, normally, just with muscle memory, I can just turn the boat around and get right to the spot. It takes less than 2 minutes, the boat ride. It's not bad at all. But because the wind was coming in super strong in this direction, and because of all the snow, we basically had a radius, say the boat was here, that big, that we could see with the light on, and everything else was just snow. And because of that, I thought I had turned the boat around, but I had not. It had pushed the nose of the boat, and we were still going straight. So I ended up getting us to this shore, and because I thought I turned the boat around, I thought we were on this shore. And that was really, really confusing in the moment. Luckily, Helena was still able to see the tent light on, and because of that, she was like, no, this is the wrong shore for sure. And after being confused for a bit, I was like, oh, wait, maybe you are right. And yeah, we ended up being able to turn the boat, and then we realized turning the light off meant that we could see the outline of this shore, which helped drastically. So what we ended up doing was getting from our little floaty spot, which was probably around here, and I rode over to this part, and the wind was still blowing really strong, so it blew us way further down than I was thinking. But after a bit of time, we were able to turn the light back on and row up to here, and it ended up working out. But it was insane, because like when we were like, say at this part, we probably had a radius of that big where we could actually see with our headlight, and otherwise it was just blind guessing, and the wind was blowing us everywhere. So it was really, really scary in the moment, but at the end we made it across, and here's us on the other side.
All right, so me and Helena made it over here. Now I gotta go back and get her mom and her mom's boyfriend, and it is so much harder to row over here than I thought. I've done it once before in the pitch black, and it was easy because it was not snowing a whole bunch, and with my headlight I could see the coast and it was no problem. But now there's a whole bunch of wind, so one, the boat gets pushed around. Two, when the headlight is on, all you see is white snow. It's like a whiteout feeling, and you cannot tell what direction. Yeah, it's super creepy, and you can't tell what direction you're going. We almost ended up on the wrong shore when I was rowing over here, and then we figured out turning off the light almost made it easier, because you could kind of see the shape of the trees just through the darkness. And now, as you can probably tell, you can see the light in the tent, so I can tell where the island is because of the light in the tent. So I'm just gonna aim for that, hopefully get there, and then figure out how to come back. But Helena's staying here because the boat was like really, really full last time, so we thought 2 loads would be easier. But hopefully I can make it there and come back, because when we were out there, it almost felt helpless and really creepy and really scary. But now I think light off mode is gonna be the way to go, and I think hopefully that we can make it. And Helena's gonna be over here with her flashlight so that we can tell where this is on the coast. And I think having the target is going to be much, much easier. But Helena, how did you feel about that boat ride?
It was top 10 scariest moment of my life.
Really?
Probably.
Yeah, no, I'd say that was up there. I was getting a little freaked out. But
Yeah, you almost thought the other side was the right
yeah,
side.
the wind, it's so windy right now. It's just pushing us everywhere. But hopefully I can make it. But like, here's like, look at the light when you're just going. It's just all you see is maybe 10 feet in front of you and white snow going everywhere. So time to go by myself.
So Oliver's getting my mom, and this is how it looks like. It's really scary and creepy. That's the other side of the island. And this is all that we can see, basically.
We have all made it back to the car, which is good. It actually turned out being good that I had to leave for the lens, because if there was not a light on the island, I don't think I would have been able to make it back to the island. I would have just floated out there. So in the end, you know, it was a good thing. So yeah, we're heading back now, and in the next few days I'm gonna come back out here and do what I was planning to do this trip. But yeah, that was definitely an experience, and I did not expect that like the snow was gonna make it that much harder to move around at night, but it made a huge difference. So yeah, in the end, it's a good thing the lens broke, because it made me not have to go back to the island by myself into the darkness and possibly never find the island. But yeah, we're gonna drive now. Yeah, this is what was happening, but we were in the middle of a lake and just darkness around. Not knowing where we were going, it was terrifying.